Hello, my name is Bisi Akande. I'm called the Inspirer. I want to welcome you to this teaching of something that I believe resonates with you and I. And by the way, this is our first in the year 2024, and it's taking a little bit of a while, as it were, and that's because I have been doing some reviews and checking my life to see what went on, what I learned, and the things that I want to do for the year ahead of me. And in checking, I noticed something that brought me into this particular teaching I'm talking about. You see, we all want to succeed. One thing that is common to all men is the desire to succeed. We all want better, right? We want to be better, we want to do better. And that's like a desire that everybody has. Every one of us have this desire to want to do better. And that's because see, stuck stinks, no matter the level. Nobody wants to be in one place. See, so we have New Year resolutions, so we have goals, we have things to do. We just keep running, but somehow we don't get to score those goals. Somehow those resolutions don't become solutions in our life. See, so I took some dive into my life to see what happened in the last quarter, because I noticed that in the last quarter I had experienced greater impact in my leadership. I had experienced greater growth with my work and many other results. And I noticed that what really happened? How did this happen? I was asking this question because I wanted to check it so that I can repeat whatever it is, repeat the model that allowed me to get those success. Because sometimes we do things and we don't take note of them, so we can't repeat them. So we repeat our mistakes unconsciously. So what really happened? That was not my knowledge. No, it was not the information I had. Information is good, but you see, information alone is not enough to bring the transformation that we need in our lives. It's not enough to get things done. I simply discovered that it was my commitment that made that happen. Over the years, I tried to do some things virtually, but I didn't put my whole heart to it, and that's because there are some other things I wanted to do. So, and I was self-sabotaging my house. I was going into what you can call a self-sabotage, thinking that this thing was not so important. But I committed myself. I decided that rather than do it in the virtual space, I need to bring it into the physical space and draw people to the place. Incidentally, the thought was to have like 30 people come into that space, but that day we had well over 60 people in the room, all committed, sitting down there. We had a full day training session. That happened simply because I committed myself to it. That was what doubled our performance in the last quarter of the year and put us on the trajectory of what we are running with this year. Now, commitment is a dedication and willingness to consistently invest time, efforts, and energy into a particular goal, relationship, or task. Now, Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, practically got himself into that invention because of his commitment to it. The story is that he did 10,000 trials before he was able to get that one thing he was looking for. And the question would be, how would a man want to do so much to get one thing done? Why didn't he stop at the 100th attempt or the 1000th attempt? Why did he continue? What is it that allowed and enabled him to keep breaking obstacle over obstacle? What about the thoughts of what things and the things that people were saying to him? And many would have told him that give it up, this is never going to work, but somehow he kept at it because of one thing: commitment. It was his personal commitment to that cause that brought him to the spotlight, not the invention, but his commitment to getting that thing done. So let me try to share here 3 reasons why we don't commit. Number 1 is a lack of a real reason to commit. That speaks to our need for purpose. Why do you really want to do this? What's the answer? What's the push? What's your reason for this thing that you say you want to do? A lot of people want to go into stuff, but they don't ask themselves why they want to go into those stuff. So when they start and they hit the first rock, bam, they are off. They don't want to do it again because they really didn't have a reason. Now, if you don't have a good reason, you can't experience the rising that you want to experience in that thing. Purpose is critical. It's a critical driver of commitment. When you find your reason, then you found something that is going to hold you even when other things are telling you to stop. The second reason why we don't commit is the fear of failure. Now, nothing good ever happens until we conquer the fear of failure. I think the fear of failure is greater than failure itself. Most often, we don't even experience the failure. We don't stop. Or rather, we experience the failure because of the fear of the failure. Because the fear of the failure stops you. And when it stops you, then whether you attempted or you didn't attempt, the truth of the matter is that you just failed. You didn't fail because it didn't work. You failed because you are afraid of failure. So we've got to begin to check those what if statements that we say to ourselves. What if it doesn't work? Can you change it and begin to have a new perspective? A new perspective. How you look at things matters. Because, and someone said, the way you look at things, when you change the way you look at things, the things that you are looking at will change. Change the way you look at things. Change the way you see the outcome of what you are doing. Because if you begin to look at the end in the right way, that helps you to take charge and gets you fully into it, fully committed in getting it done. Deal with the fear of failure, and then you'll be able to commit yourself to what you want to commit yourself to. Number 3 is a lack of a follow through, and this is a challenge for many people. There are some of us, by reason of our personality, who can start many things. In fact, a lot of people have arsenals of many things they have started. That's why when you look around, you see a lot of abandoned buildings. It's easier to start than to finish. The question is, when you start, would you finish? And that has a lot to do with the perspective that I mean your persistence, your level of persistence. You've got to be persistent. When you are persistent, it means that you are setting your goals, you are staying focused to it, and you are giving yourself what it takes to overcome the obstacles that will come your way. So when you have a goal, break your task into small bits. Learn to celebrate your small wins and then try to maintain a positive mindset. That will help you. Now let's look at how you can build your commitment, how you can build commitment into whatever it is that you want to do this year. Build commitment for this year so that you can get the result that you want. Number 1 is that you need to check to see where your commitment really lies right now. The truth is, every one of us is committed to something. The alcoholic is committed to alcohol, so he keeps going to the bar. It's a commitment that pushes him there on a regular basis. He doesn't need to be invited, he just goes there. So you are committed to something, but what exactly it is that thing you are committed to. Check your calendar. What fills your calendar? Check your diaries. What have you written there? Check your bank statement. Where's your money going? Because you see, where your money goes is a very big indicator of the commitments that you have made with your life. So do that. Now, the other thing you need to do is to take a deep dive. And when I say take a deep dive, I mean travel inward to find out what really is valuable to you this year. What do you want to spend your time doing? What really is worth the time that you have been given? Because every one of us will be given 24 hours. But when you are thinking about whether you are worth what you are doing, you might miss the point. What you need to be asking yourself is this thing worth my time? Can I give 1 hour of my time? Because when you give 1 hour of your time to something, you are giving 1 hour of your life to you. If I give 1 hour of my time to something, is it really worth that time? Is that thing worth the time that I'm giving to it? So take a deep dive. What really is valuable to you? That's what you should be committing yourself to. For me, there are certain things that I want to commit myself to, and that's important to me. The third thing is that you've got to communicate it loud and clear. See, again, Thomas Edison does something. When he has an idea, he calls a press conference, makes an announcement, and then goes to the lab to start working. What a way to put yourself on the spot. What he was doing is that he was betting on himself. And if you can't bet on yourself, nobody's going to bet on you. You can't build a vision and expect somebody else to provide for the vision that you have built. You've got to be ready to commit yourself to the vision that you are raising, the vision that you are throwing out there. That's the initial commitment by making it loud and communicating it. So when you communicate it, then you are able to commit to it better. So let's wrap this. Where do you really want to step up your commitment for this year? For me, I'm going to be committing myself to 4 key areas of my life. Number 1 is that I want to commit myself to relationships that are serving me well. And I want to commit myself to equipping and empowering others so that together we can grow. Because I know that it's not about what I do, it's about what we get to do together, because collaboration is key. And then I want to also commit myself to promoting an attitude that serves me in the way that I become the kind of person that people want to be around. That's key, because when people get along with you, they will find it easier to go along with you. And I want to also commit myself to developing my leadership skill at a higher level. That's because, of course, everything rises and falls on leadership. A second question would be, what do you need to overcome in order to step up your commitment in this area that you have decided to commit yourself? What do you need to? Because there will be obstacles there. What do you need to do so that you can overcome those obstacles? And the third question would be, what would be your next best step? Sometimes we want to go through the entire number of steps, but you know what? Don't bother yourself with everything you need to do. Can you just concern yourself right now about your next best step? When you take the next best step, trust me, the other steps that you need to take will show up. And that way, your commitment level will go up and the success rating will also be higher. Let's grow together, change the trajectory of what we achieved this year as we learn, unlearn, and relearn the things that we need to relearn. If this has served you well, please share with others and help them to grow along with you so that the world can be better for all of us. My name again is Bisi Akande. I'm called Inspire. I'll see you soon.